show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
Hey, welcome to our next episode of the Hive With Us podcast. This is actually a special segment that we call Meet the Hive. And the reason why we call it Meet the Hive is because we like introducing our users into the real estate space in general and kind of interview them and put them on a pedestal because they deserve it and they've done something to deserve it. So our guest today is Santana Martinez. First of all, Santana, how old are you? Because you look really young.
I do got a baby face. I'm 22 years old. I'm here from Fort Worth, Texas area, small town, but I travel the country doing roofing, and thanks to these guys, I've been able to start doing buying and selling land on the side. So trying to make that the primary, but that's the direction we're headed.
So I really want to dig in on this because a lot of people think they cannot be a part-time investor and have a full-time job. So let's kind of knock that out the park. How are you managing doing real estate and doing roofing at the same time?
So my average day is about 10 to 14 hours roofing. But whenever I was first starting this, I really had to think. So I went through and I started writing down everything I do. So, I go to work, got an hour for lunch, get home, I would watch Netflix for some time, and then I'm writing everything down. So I'm thinking of all the time I could cancel out Netflix, anything like that, wasting extra time just laying in bed. Any of that time needs to be used for something more productive. And I saw another thing, and someone was talking about it on a podcast. If you wake up an hour early each day, by the end of the week, you have an extra 7 hours. That's an average work day for someone. You're getting an extra 52 work days a year. So I've been trying to implement that. I use my lunch to call all my leads. And whenever I get off of work, I try to do all my research on Zillow, property appraisers, and everything like that. And then the hour before work. So it's tough, but it's doable if you want to do it. And I know it'll pay off long term. You just got to hustle out for right now.
That's awesome, man. How long have you been doing real estate now, as far as since you started?
My PPC campaign got jumped off January 4th, I believe, or last week of December, right in there. So Going on 6 months, a little bit over 6 months.
A little over 6 months, and you're doing it part-time. You're hoping to transition 100% into real estate, right?
Yes, that's the goal. Right now I've done 6 deals, but 10 properties. My very first one was 3 properties, and I had another one that ended up being 3 properties, and it's been 1 since then. But
that is amazing. So we actually met was it Milwaukee? We met in Milwaukee back in February, right?
That was
Go ahead.
No, I hadn't really done much at that point, but it was exciting to get out there and meet everyone. I was a little shy, still very new, trying to get my feet into everything, but it was a great event.
So we'll have to find a picture and make the title or something. I'm sure we have a picture together somewhere, but it's pretty funny. But it's really cool meeting people in person, and it's kind of you never know who you're gonna meet. So like I go out nowadays and like, oh, are you part of HiveMind? I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the owners. Like, what? You own this? I'm like, yeah. It's one of those things where like, yeah. But it's really cool meeting you guys in person too, because like you're from Houston, I'm from California. We meet in Milwaukee. Like, what's the odds? So it's kind of cool. Meeting different clients all over the place in different places at events and such. So it's kind of a cool experience in general. So 6 months as an investor, 10 deals. That is amazing. I congratulate you. For everybody that doesn't know, it took me 7 months to get my first deal. 7 months. So you've already done way more than I am, and I commend you for it. And I congratulate you for it because that is no small feat. And then you got a lot of traction so far. I mean, it's really cool, man.
Yes, I think the PPC has been going really good. So in the last 30 days, I've gotten 30 new leads. So averaging about a lead a day.
That's crazy. So let's talk about PPC leads a little bit. So one thing that I think is really working well for you, since you're part-time real estate, PPC leads are kind of work really well for you because they're already inbound hot leads. So instead of prospecting in general, you're actually talking to warmer leads, right?
Yes. So that was one of the biggest things. Whenever I first reached out to Anthony and said, like, I'm ready to get started, because I'd been listening on the weekly calls for a while, but whenever we decided I was ready to get going, his question was, do you have more time or do you have more capital? And I was like, I have more capital because I work a full-time job. He said, okay, well, let me help you set up a PPC campaign. Your leads will already come in hot. And then, so from there, it's been a lot simpler because you just get on the phone, they're ready to sell. And at that point, it's just finding a price that works for both of y'all, or seeing if it's too far off, see what they're trying to do.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, we like PPC leads, and we like inbound leads in general, just because they already raised their hand, they already filled out the form, they already put in all their details, so they're ready to have that conversation. Whereas if you're cold calling or texting, you're like, "Hey, is this even John? Is this Larry?"
Shoot in the dark.
You're really shooting and missing sometimes, and you're shooting and missing a lot. But PPC is definitely, you get a lot more traction. Do you feel like PPC leads are easier to convert versus other types of leads just because they're coming in hot already and motivated?
I'd say so, because some of the I haven't had to ask for Anthony's help lately because I'm starting to get the hang of it, but it's been to the point of you make the phone call, you're doing their stuff in the next 30 minutes, and they already know a price in their head sometimes. Sometimes you got to really work with them for it, but you can like transition into contracts a lot faster, I think. And if I had more time, I'd probably be able to knock out a little bit more, but I don't have any experience doing other types of marketing, so I wouldn't be able to say for sure. But
Yeah,
that's been my experience with the PPC.
Good answer. Good answer. And then you've gotten a lot of deals from it. So like I said, that's it's pretty cool to see, man. One of the questions I always like asking too: have you always been in roofing, or how'd you end up in real estate? Which is like a YouTube video, a podcast. Let's kind of go down that road a little bit.
So the owner of the roofing company that I work for, Sean Ailey, he was really good friends with Anthony, and they had both owned roofing companies. They knew each other kind of through that, is from what I understood. And whenever y'all were first kicking off HiveMind, that was whenever Sean reached out to me, because I'd always bug him about investing, different stuff like that, stocks, cryptos, anything. And whenever y'all started that, he was like, hey, I have something that you may be interested in. So we kind of started it going, and then he kind of backed off. And that's when I just listened to all y'all's weekly calls for like a long, like 6 months or something. And then I was finally to the point, was like, okay, now he already put me in this position. I got to go all in for it. So that's how I got started in the real estate.
No, that's cool, man. Doing great, Santana. Doing great. Yeah, see, we'll edit this part out. I had a feeling we were going to do it anyway.
Ever since you decided to embark on the lead campaign with HiveMind and our direct to buyer leads, these are hot leads that are coming directly into your system, right? So we don't filter them, we don't talk to them, we don't pre-screen them or vet them, and we also don't cherry pick out the best deals. I mean, you're getting a text notification.
Yes. Yeah, it all just comes directly to my phone.
Yeah, and then also you get an email at the same time. It says, hey, you got a hot lead ready to go.
Yep.
Cool, man. And so what has the experience been like so far? Like the people you talk to, I'm sure it's a mix of everything. So you're probably getting some people that maybe don't answer the phone. Maybe they're harder to get a hold of. Maybe they want 10 times what the property's worth. But overall, like on some of the ones that have been wins, what have you found out so far? Like how easy are these clients to work with? How much convincing do they need? Like what's it been? How much work is it on your end to take these types of leads down?
Generally, it hasn't been too much work, honestly. Everyone's already, like you said, it's hot leads. They're motivated to sell. It's just about finding that price point with them. But the ones that I've had the deals with, I mean, they're pretty straightforward. I haven't had anyone that's bickered back and forth about the contracts or anything. They're ready to go. They're just reaching out any way they can to get rid of the properties in the most part. So it's been a really good experience. It hasn't been frustrating on my end. I was a little bit, because I was thinking, working all day, having to try to balance this. If it's too complicated, how's it going to go? But from my experience, it's been pretty straightforward. So it hasn't been bad.
Sick, man. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of it's going to be the main thing in their mind, right? So they're going to say, well, how do I know I can trust these guys? How do I know if these leads are real? How do I know if they are cherry picking out the best deals for themselves? So what would you say to somebody out there that's considering buying these types of leads? Like what would you say to them to kind of, if somebody's on the fence, what would you say to them?
I'd say go for it. I mean, I've been here firsthand experience. I've been around y'all for a long time. I had no former communication with y'all. I just reached out to you one day, said, hey, this is something I want to do. You set me up in the right direction, and it's been on me since then. Everything's been coming in. No one's been on my stuff. It's just been me getting these leads in, and it's up to me if I reach out to them, of course. But if you make the time to go through with it, it's going to do good things for you.
Insane, man. Something that I tell people is like these leads, I mean, they're red hot. So these people are coming in, they're seeking us out, they're looking for us, and they're going to try to get their property sold. So I'm telling people, like, if you're in a movie theater, if you're in a restaurant, if you don't have a like a lead manager, the one that touches the lead at first, or the acquisitions person, I'm like, walk out of the movie, right? Because it could be a $50,000 lead, $100,000 deal, right? Profit. So they're red hot. On average, how long are you taking to follow up with these leads?
So there has been times actually where I got a little lazy and I was like, okay, I'll just wait a day, not too long. And then I'll call them. They're like, oh no, we're already speaking to someone else.
Boom. You got to jump on them, right?
Yeah, that happened pretty early on. And I've been pretty adamant about if I'm at work, because I keep my phone on loud. If I'm at work, my owner of the company knows I'm doing this on the side. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to step away for just like 5 minutes, make this initial phone call, get them on the phone, get some more information about the property and go from there. Yeah. And I'll finish it out later in the day. But so I'm trying to be as quickly as I can. I'm actually, a good friend of mine's been coming to the weekly calls and he's trying to get into this a little bit. I've been speaking to him about it. So I'm going to start setting him up to take my initial calls whenever I don't have the time to, and start trying to get him in like that, get him used to getting on the phone. So I'm going to be that's going to be flowing soon. But definitely reach out as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's the whole game. And it's cool because if you already have a full-time job, right, any one of these leads could be what you were going to make in a year. So, yeah, you did a good job of explaining to your boss, like, hey, I love you to death. I'm going to work hard for you, but, no hard feelings, but I got to do what I got to do for myself as well. Yeah, because I've been doing these leads for over 3 years now, and every single year I've managed to make this will be my 4th year now. So every single year already this year, I've managed to get a deal that's made me over 100,000 yet. I don't know if you've hit that yet, but it's been pretty consistent. Every single year you're going to get at least one. So now when I hear about somebody saying, yeah, I have a six-figure a year job, I'm like, well, I kind of know how to produce that with very little effort. So now we're trying to take it to the next level.
Exactly.
I had another cool question for you too. Give me a second here. I was going to think about it. Okay, yeah. So as far as like you, it sounds like your mind's already in the right space, right? So you're like the perfect example, like a prodigy, because you fit the business model, right? Come on board, check it out. So you did that. You came on board with HiveMind. You've been around us. You've been in the environment, like you said. You've been hearing it as you're still working your other job. Never really dug in. And then once you plugged into our lead campaign, you've managed to do a couple of deals now. Can you tell us how many deals you've done? And then, like, I don't know if you want to share the numbers or not, but like just roughly, like what has your ROI been like? Like, what's the experience been like now since you've been having some action?
Yeah, so I got my
from these leads.
Yeah, so you helped me with my first one. That was just around 30 days after starting is whenever I think we got it under contract around then. And that ended up being 3 properties. So I've done 6 deals, 10 properties in total. 2 of them were 3 deals each. The other 3 properties I got was I just had good conversation with a lady like multiple times. She just called me and she was like, I got to go to England. Will you just pay off these taxes and I'll just give you these properties? So I said, yeah, I'd love to. They weren't real valuable, but I make about 25 off of all 3 combined, which was
2,500 or 25 grand.
25 grand.
They weren't that valuable. It was over 25
Well, I mean, like each of them were about 10. The other one I got for 5, or sold for 5. But
that is hilarious.
I've almost made off of these deals what I make in a year of roofing, and it's mid in May, which is around. I'm at 59,000, I believe, which is a year of roofing. 22.
22 years old, dude. I don't even think I made $59,000 in a year until I was 20 in my 30s. Damn, 20 years old.
Yeah, and roofing I'll make about 70, which is good, but I'm still sticking with that for now. I want to be more well off before I commit to doing this full time. But it's on its way for sure. Things are looking good, and I'm happy in the direction it's going.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I encourage everybody to do that. Like, if you already have a steady source of income, stick with that until it just doesn't make sense anymore. Yeah, when the real estate money, just like when you start making 50 or 70 grand a month, and you're just like, you know what, I'm just not going to put in the time and energy anymore into roofing. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, keep it rocking. Yeah, but you're the perfect example because, like I said, somebody that's come on brand new, somebody that's never been in real estate before, somebody that's been around the hive mind for a little while. You have no previous training. We didn't sell you a $50,000 mastermind or anything like that.
Nope.
We just connected you to the leads, and now you're firing off in the correct direction. And then now you took it the next step further is where you're actually bringing on somebody to help with acquisition, somebody that's going to help you fill these leads. So you can see progressively how somebody comes on that's brand new, starts to get some deals, starts to build out a team, like slowly but surely, man. Like, yeah, you're becoming like a prodigy around here. So that's so dope, man. I'm so glad that you're having success with that. I know, you know, Sean's the one that brought you around, and you know, I wish he would have engaged. I think he still might. But.
So he reached out to me a few days ago actually, and was asking me how everything was going. I had kind of the similar conversation over text. I was like, things have been going good, you know. I told him, I was like, I'm not going to act like I know everything. I know enough I'm getting these deals done, getting them out. And he was like talking about maybe, you know, what would it look like if we added like an extra 1,000 or 2,000 to your PPC campaign? I was like, that'd be good. And he was like, well, if you'd be interested, maybe we could partner, because he's got accountants and attorneys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I was like, yeah, dude, let's get on the phone, or I'll fly out and meet you sometime, and we can sit down and have a conversation, maybe partner up on something. So that's what's maybe looking in the future. I'm hoping so, because Sean's a bright mind. I know if he puts his mind to it, he'll be able to knock it out too.
Yeah, he's a really, really good guy, man. He has a very, very bright future. I remember the first time he called me, and it was you and another guy on the phone. And I know you guys were interested, and I felt kind of bad because I'm like, man, I wish these guys would just engage hardcore, and then they would see the results, you know. And if all three of you had fell out, then I would have felt pretty bad. But yeah, seeing you come in, and like I said, no special training, no high level paywall, just getting plugged into the machine. And now you're living and seeing the results, feeling the results in your wallet. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, we're super happy for you. I can't say it enough. You know, I even say like on the calls, right? Like on all these Zoom calls and Clubhouse, and I'm mentioning that like sometimes people just give us the properties, and it's kind of hard to believe. But now that you said it, it's like, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes if you get in front of enough opportunities, man. So
yeah. That one was pretty crazy, because I told her, I was like, I'm going to try to get you some money for it, but you're pretty backed up on these taxes. And then she was just like, you know, you've been really nice just to have basic conversations with me. So she's like, I'm leaving, pay me the back taxes, and they're yours. And I said, okay, all right, let's do it. But
yeah, it takes away all the magic. So a lead campaign like this, being connected to a system like this, it takes away the mysticism, right? Because if you're getting enough leads, again, you don't have any special training, no real estate background, no classes, no license, and you're able to pull off these cool numbers, have these conversations with people. But yeah, man, people will give you real estate. They actually will give you real estate. Craziest thing.
Yeah, and I've heard different people talk about it on the weekly Zoom calls too, and it's just one of those things like, does that really happen? And then it did. So I was like, wow, okay, this is a thing. Okay.
It gets more interesting. So one of my mentors, his name is Ryan McDonald, and Logan Former, which is pretty well known. They've been mentoring me since my very first deal, even to this day. I mean, I talk to Ryan almost daily sometimes. And I went out to look at a property with them one time, and it was a mobile home on land, and it was in pretty bad shape, and the property needed a lot of cleanup. And they're like, just tell them you'll take it off their hands. Like, that was their offer. I'm like, huh? Like, yeah, just tell them to give it to you. Really? Like, yeah. I was like, okay, never dawned on me that people will give you real estate. So it's funny to even think about or talk about.
Do you feel like the deals have been laydowns? I mean, you got to talk to a lot of people still, and you still have to work through a lot of leads. Do you feel like they're a lot easier as far as laydowns wise, as far as like the example you said a minute ago, where they're like, yeah, just take it, pay the taxes, you can have it.
Yeah, it hasn't been. Like I said, it's been pretty straightforward. So, and on the website, I get all the information about the entire thing, how long they've had it, any utilities, anything on there, size of it, where it's at, their situation. They usually type in the bottom as well. So I know everything about it right then. So there's no like beating around the bush to find out more information, usually stuff like that. So I'd say, yeah, it's been pretty simple.
So what do you think your first 6 months in real estate has been pretty good. What do you think the next 6 months? You think you're going to double down and do more ads, or you're just going to do consistently what you're doing now, just to keep the flow up?
I think I'm not gonna increase my ad spend, but with bringing someone on to take those calls, I think I'm gonna be able to try to balance a couple more at a time, because I've been limiting myself. I'd get a deal and I'll kind of like focus in on that. But I think bringing him on and having him be able to help, I'm gonna try to knock out at least a few more a month or something, just to get it flowing more, and without having to deal with all the stress. He'll be able to run some of the numbers for me, stuff like that. I'll come in, do the closing calls, write the contracts, deal with the title company. But he'll be able to do all that initial, which will help me out a lot, I believe. So hopefully this next 6 months will be a lot better. I'd like to get 6 figures for the year. Should be more than achievable. That'd be, if I do bad, that would be achievable. So hopefully things keep flowing the way they are or better.
So when you hit that one deal that brings you in 6 figures just on one contract, then you got to fly in and come buy me lunch.
Oh, I'll buy all of y'all lunch and dinner, maybe breakfast the next day. We'll see.
So funny story with that. So I met Santana in Milwaukee, and he's drinking, he's getting his little appetizer. You go to dinner, and then he's like, "Hey, where do I pay?" I'm like, "Dude, don't worry about it." He's like, "Dude, I cannot pay for anything around you guys. You guys annoy the crap out of me. I'm gonna get you guys next time."
Yeah, I feel so bad when I feel so bad going places that I don't pay for myself. So I was like, he's just like, "You have to get used to it. You don't have a choice." And I was like, "All right, fine." But
you gotta be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a really cool thing, man. But I mean, if you get a 6-figure month, you're definitely I'll let you pay for the steaks, though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. So, yeah, dude, that's what we wanted to do. Just bring you on here, talk about your campaign, see how things are going. I'm excited for you, man. I wish I had found real estate when I was 22 years old, and you have an awesome, amazing, bright future ahead of you. So I hope you keep on spreading the Hive Mind gospel, sharing this with other people. And, a lot of people come back and they say, "How can I pay you back, Anthony? How can I make this up to you?" And I'm like, you don't give it back to me. You give it to somebody else. So we hope you pay it forward, and we hope you continue to grow. We're excited to see your business growing. Can't wait to see where you go next.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for everything y'all do.
Yeah, we'll have to do an update call when he gets a 6-figure deal.
Yes. I'll be looking forward to that. In person.
Okay, so
in person.
We're always gonna plug you in though. So your Instagram is Santana M __ Santana M _.
Yes.
Where can people send you deals? And what type of deals are you looking for as far as what markets you're in?
Right now I'm in Florida, doing Florida land. So anything over there, but I'll look at anything. I'm not shying away from any deals. I've had people call me about stuff just through my website. They're like reaching out in Virginia, Ohio. I'll take a look at it. And if it's a good deal, then I'm happy to work with someone. I'm looking forward to finding some deals to JV with some of the people that are DeAndre. I've talked to him a couple of times about bringing up some stuff if something's good. So there's that. But email is martinezlandbuyers@gmail.com. So that's the best place right there, or martinezlandbuyers.com. Fill out a form.
There you go. Send him some deals. You need some more deals. That's right.
Yeah. And if you get any Texas stuff, I'll be happy to help you dispo it.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, we appreciate your time, Santana. This has been an awesome interview, man. We wish you much success, and in the future, man. I think hitting stages like you are right now, it really changes the trajectory, and it opens your eyes to the opportunity out there. So 5-10 years from now, you may be sitting on a beach in Cancun thinking about Hive Mind, like, man, these motherfuckers are crazy. But no, it's cool to see. It's cool for us. We get the enjoyment of positioning people to create a new future, and we really don't know what that looks like. I don't even know what that looks like. I mean, I'm still building it right now. Me and Anthony are still building it daily, but it's one of those things where you don't once you actually use the information we provide, it can take you to limitless possibilities in the future. So we're excited to see it. We're excited to see where you head in the future, man. It's really amazing.
Thank y'all.
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the skip trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.1listguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.
I'll see y'all in Fort Lauderdale, I believe it is, in August.
Boom, Fort Lauderdale. The Hive is Live /Summit. Get your tickets. The tickets are available. We're doing the Hive is Live event 2.0 in Fort Lauderdale. Check it out. The Hive is Live /Summit. There you go.
Boom. See y'all there.
All right. Bye.
Bye.